Our hypothesis is that a particular ball dropped from a fixed distance onto a constant surface will lose the same amount of energy on each first bounce that it makes. The purpose of this lab is to experiment with the concepts of kinetic and gravitational potential energy to help us understand more about the law of conservation of energy. In this lab, the experimenter will drop a particular ball from a height of 1 meter and measure the height that the ball returns to after its first bounce. When the ball is dropped from 1 meter in each trial, it has both a constant initial kinetic energy of 0 and a constant initial gravitational potential energy. The experimenter will complete this experiment 3 times using 3 different balls of different masses. To measure the mass of each ball, the experimenter should place a container on top of the scale, zero the weight with the container on top of the scale, and then place the ball into the container and record the mass of each ball. After the mass of each ball is taken, the experimenter will drop each ball from a height of 1 meter 3 times and record the height the ball returns to the nearest 1/100th of a meter. Here is the data gathered from the experiment. It gives the mass of each ball in kilograms, the initial height that each ball was dropped from, and the height that each ball returned to after the first bounce. From here, you use the gravitational potential energy equation, height times mass times gravity, 9.8, to find the gravitational potential energy when the ball is dropped at the height of 1 meter. You find the energy that the ball has after the bounce by using the same equation, but substituting the height of 1 meter with the height that the ball returns to after the bounce. To find the amount of energy lost in the first bounce, you subtract the current energy from the initial energy. Good. The results of this experiment showed that when a particular ball is dropped from a fixed distance onto a constant surface, it will lose the same amount of energy on each first bounce that it makes. The calculated amount of energy lost between the 3 trials show that the energy loss is approximately the same when the type of ball and the mass of the ball are kept constant. This experiment did show that when the mass of the ball and the type of the ball were not kept constant, there was a difference in energy loss on the first bounce, even when they were both dropped from the same initial height of 1 meter. This experiment could be improved by finding a more accurate way to record the height of the ball after it makes its first bounce. It is very difficult to find the precise height that the ball reaches on the second bounce because it is moving so quickly.